Yo, 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 what is up, YouTube? BK Brad Kellner. Today is Tuesday, May 18th, 2021. And today, May 18th, is the birthday of the GOAT, Vince Young, celebrating his 38th birthday today. A very happy birthday to VY. And in honor of his birthday, we're counting down the top 10 single game performances by Vince Young during his time as a Texas Longhorn. This is not top 10 moments. This is top 10 game performances for Vince Young during his time on the 40 acres. Felt like he needed some love on his birthday. One of the best Texas football players of all time, one of the best college football players of all time. You guys know the history. You guys know the accolades. VY 30-2 as a starter at the University of Texas. More than 6,000 passing yards, more than 3,000 rushing yards. The spectacular, record-breaking 2005 season in which VY became the first quarterback in college football history to throw for 3,000 yards and rush for 1,000 yards in the same season. He won just about every quarterback award there was to win back in 2005. Did not win the Heisman Trophy, but he won the more important trophy against Reggie Bush a few weeks later. And hell, I guess Reggie Bush didn't win the 2005 Heisman, right? Nobody won the 05 Heisman Trophy. That thing was vacated a few years ago. So the record books show that nobody won the Heisman in 05. VY should have won it, but that's okay. Once again, he got the more important trophy against Reggie Bush in the national championship game, that beautiful crystal ball football. So we'll be counting down the top 10 games for Vince Young as a Texas Longhorn. And by the way, how cool is this, guys? I literally got this as a gift yesterday. I can't tell you who gave me the gift. I think he'd kill me if I mentioned his name, but one of the best gifts I've ever gotten in my entire life. Came framed, autographed by VY. Unbelievable. I had to put this up for today's video. I might leave this up, right? This might replace the green screen full time on this channel because this thing is just so beautiful. The Sports Illustrated commemorative cover after Texas won the national title in 05. Just a fantastic gift. Had to be a part of today's video and might be a part of at least some videos moving forward. But yeah, I hung that thing up as soon as I got it, man. That was awesome. All right, before we really dive into this countdown, once again, please like this video. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to this channel if you have not done so, and tap that little notification bell to the right of subscribe so you're always informed whenever I release new content, whether it's recorded videos like this one or whenever I go live. I plan on doing at least one live stream this week on this channel. So make sure you're subscribed and make sure you've got that notification bell turned on so you know when I go live and you can be a part of the live chat. And please comment below. Always want to hear y'all's feedback. I would love to hear your top 10 Vince Young games or top 10 Vince Young moments or any Vince Young memories that you may have during his time as a Texas Longhorn, and also just any other feedback. Whatever y'all want me to talk about next, let me know. Current, past, whatever Texas Longhorn conversations you guys want to have, I would love to hear from you. And this video is brought to you by Last Stand Hats. Check them out, laststandhats.com. Use code BK10 at checkout for 10% off your purchase of any Last Stand hat. Y'all can see that discount code scrolling across the bottom of your screen. All right, enough housekeeping. Let's get to the top 10. We're going 10-1. VY's best 10 games during his time at Texas. Number 10, we go to 2003. VY's redshirt freshman year. Only one game on this countdown comes from 03. It was the Texas A&M game. Not a great statistical performance by VY. I mean, this was the Cedric Benson game, guys. Ced B ran for 283 yards in a 46-15 win over the Aggies in College Station. But VY leading a route as a freshman in College Station. I'll give him some love for that. He only threw 8 passes throughout the entirety of the game. He was 5 for 8, 97 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. Did have 90 rushing yards and a rushing touchdown as well. It was the Ced B game, but I'll give some love to any freshman quarterback who can go on the road to College Station and lead a route like that. So number 10, VY, freshman year, 2003, the win over Texas A&M. Number 9, Vince Young, individual game performance during his time at Texas, 2004 at Kansas. This one was scary. way too scary. The 6th-ranked Longhorns went into Lawrence, a heavy favorite against the Jayhawks, and Texas was down by 3 in the final minutes of regulation in this one. Everybody remembers the play. 4th and 18. Vince Young picking up the first down with his legs, keeping the drive alive, and ultimately leading Texas to a game-winning touchdown in the final minutes. I know I said this wasn't top 10 plays for VY, but that play itself, the 4th and 18 conversion, is the reason this game made the cuts. VY stats for that game, not his best performance, 22 of 40, 289 passing yards, 1 passing touchdown, 2 interceptions, also 19 carries, 114 yards, and a rushing score as well. That's a phenomenal stat line, guys. I said that wasn't one of VY's best performances. Well, that's just how good VY was, that a game like that was not one of his best statistical performances. But Texas needed some plays late in that one, and VY made it happen to avoid what would have been a pretty bad upset for Texas midway through the 2004 season. I guess that was later in the year in 2004. Number 8, another game from 2004. The game in Lubbock at Texas Tech, a 51-21 win for Texas. VY stat line, 10 of 15 through the air, 142 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. How about this? 158 yards rushing, 4 rushing touchdowns for VY. Tied a career high. 4 rushing touchdowns for Vince in that game in Lubbock, a 30-point win for Texas. Not bad. Number 7, 2005 against Colorado, the Big 12 title game. Actually, both games against Colorado in 2005 made their way onto this countdown. But number 7 is the Big 12 championship performance for VY. His night was short. Texas routed Colorado, of course, 70-3, the final score in the conference championship game to help Texas punch its ticket to the national championship a few weeks later. How about this for VY? 14 of 17, 193 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Also added a rushing score as well. Light work for Texas on that day against Colorado and Joel Klatt. Number 6, 2004, the Oklahoma State game here in Austin. Man, VY saved some of his best performances for Oklahoma State. And he was flirting with disaster. He was Molly Hatchet a couple of times against the Pokes during his career. And actually, the 2005 game against Oklahoma State will appear a little bit later on this countdown. But we start with the 2004 game here in Austin. The Longhorns down 35-7 against the Pokes and came back to win 56-35. Nothing like a 49-0 run in college football to turn a 28-point deficit into a 21-point win. The stat line for Vince Young after a rough start, 18 of 21 through the air, 278 passing yards, 1 passing touchdown, 2 interceptions, added 123 rushing yards and a rushing score as well, helping to spearhead that big comeback against Oklahoma State at DKR Texas Memorial Stadium. We're on to the top 5 best single game performances during Vince Young's Longhorn career. One of my favorites Texas football memories ever. The game at the Shoe in Columbus, 2005, Texas at Ohio State. Not VY's best statistical game. Ohio State was damn good that year. They had one of the best defenses in all of college football. But VY made some huge plays late and obviously made the biggest play of the game for Texas, the game-winning touchdown pass to Limas Sweed in the final minutes of that one to give Texas the 25-22 victory over the Buckeyes. VY stat line, 18 of 29, 270 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, did have 2 interceptions, but also added 76 rushing yards as well. And just a massive, massive win to start Texas's run to the national championship. Number 4, VY's best individual games during his Texas career. You guys know that. I don't know why I keep saying that. I'm sorry. Y'all know what this countdown is. I've said it 30 times, and it's in the title of this video. My bad. The other Colorado game from 2005. The 42-17 regular season victory over the Buffs here in Austin. How about this? Vince Young, 25 of 29, 336 passing yards. That was a career high for VY, those 336 passing yards. Also had 3 rushing touchdowns as well. Vince Young tying a career high with 5 total touchdowns in that win over CU. So couple of career highs set by VY. 5 total touchdowns, 336 passing yards. That was a ranked Colorado team that came into Austin, and VY just put on a show against the Buffs. One of his best, if not his best, passing performance during his time at Texas. Some questions, hell, there were questions even after Vince Young's college career about his passing ability. And how good of an arm does this guy have? He answered some of those questions in that performance against Colorado. One of, if not his best, his very best passing performances of his college career. And oh, by the way, he had 3 rushing touchdowns in that game too. Not a bad day at the office for VY, 0-5 against Colorado in the regular season. We're on to the top 3. Number 3, we stay in 2005, the game in Stillwater. The mega comeback against Oklahoma State. The Longhorns down 28-9 at one point. Texas trailed 28-12 at halftime, and you're thinking, damn, our dreams of a national championship could come to an end right here, right now in Stillwater. And then Vince Young just did Vince Young things, spearheading the comeback. Texas ended the game on a 38-0 run. Making sure I did the math there, right? 47-28 was the final score. They were down 28-9. Y'all check me on that. I'm not going to do that again in my head. Ridiculous comeback for Texas. Once again, pulling the rabbit out of his hat against Oklahoma State, this time at Boone Pickens Stadium in front of a packed house. A ridiculous second half for VY. The stat line for that one in Stillwater, 15 of 30, 239 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns to 1 interception. But VY did most of his magic on the ground. A career high 267 rushing yards for Oklahoma State, including a couple of very long runs against the Pokes. 2 rushing touchdowns. VY even had a tackle in that game. Now, it was after an interception, so I don't know if we should call the tackle as a highlight, but that's how much he lit up the box score in 2005 against Oklahoma State. Not only did he have the 267 on the ground, he had the 2 passing touchdowns as well. Also picked up a tackle in that game. There wasn't much VY could not do on the football field. Number 2, the 2004 Rose Bowl. Actually played in early 2005, but the Rose Bowl at the end of the 2004 season. The win over Michigan, shout out Dusty Mangum, the game-winning field goal at the buzzer to give Texas the 1-point win over Michigan. Dusty Mangum, he's got the Magnum condom for his Mangum dong. It's an Always Sunny in Philadelphia reference, and probably a little creepy considering these guys were in college when they played this game that I'm talking about right here. Probably should have left that one up here. But VY, great performance, the Rose Bowl. He made the Rose Bowl his B, man. He was so good in Pasadena. Against Michigan, 16 of 28, 180 passing yards, 1 passing touchdown, 1 interception. But once again, the magic for Vince Young came with his legs. 21 carries, 192 rushing yards, and 4 rushing touchdowns for Vince. Once again, that tied a career high. The Texas Tech game from 2004 that we talked about earlier on this countdown, VY had 4 rushing scores in that one in Lubbock. He also had 4 rushing scores in this massive win over Michigan in the Rose Bowl. And then number 1, was there any doubt? I couldn't create suspense for this one if I tried. The national championship game performance. The 2005 title game, played in early 2006, the Rose Bowl, whatever you want to call it. The greatest college football game ever played, and the greatest individual performance ever in a college football game. How about this stat line for Vince Young? 30 of 40 through the air, 267 passing yards, 19 carries, 200 rushing yards on the ground, 3 rushing touchdowns, of course, the game-winning score with less than a minute to go on 4th and 5 with a national championship on the line right there. VY, spectacular, leading Texas to the upset victory over USC, 41-38. That was a record-setting performance, a Rose Bowl record, a BCS championship game record in terms of total yards, a Rose Bowl record in terms of touchdowns responsible for with 5. I think a Rose Bowl rushing yards record by a quarterback with 200. VY actually broke his own record. I mentioned he had 192 against Michigan in the Rose Bowl the year before, 200 against USC in the 2005 national championship game, which is a record for a quarterback. I think Rose Bowl records for points responsible. I mean, the list goes on and on. I could spend another 10 minutes just talking about all of the records that VY set in that game against USC. But without question, the number one individual game performance for Vince Young during his time as a Texas Longhorn, leading the Longhorns to their first national championship in 35 years, a game that I could watch every single day and not get tired of it. And thanks to Longhorn Network, I actually can watch that game every single day. But that's it. That's my countdown. Comment below if y'all think I missed any games. I don't think I missed any, but you might disagree with a couple. So whatever you think I missed, or if you would reorder my countdown in any way, hit me in the comments below. Please like this video if you haven't done so yet. Please subscribe to this channel, and please spread the word. Tell a Longhorn fan in your life about this YouTube channel so we can grow this thing even more. And definitely subscribe to the other Longhorn channels on YouTube. Fanatic Perspective, I've done some videos with my guy Steven over there. Also done a video with Tran, both good dudes. Check them out, Fanatic Perspective, Texas Homer, Texas Savage. I know I'm forgetting a few, but show them some love. A lot of great Longhorn YouTubers out there. They deserve some love too, but I appreciate the love you guys give me. This YouTube channel has been fun. I'm trying to create more and more content, so also feel free to comment with whatever you want me to talk about next. Once again, this video was brought to you by laststandhats.com. Use code BK10 at checkout. I don't know if y'all can hear those police sirens coming from Mopac right now. Use code BK10 at checkout for 10% off your purchase of any Last Stand hats. I think that's it. I think that's all I had to say. Appreciate the love, guys. Thank y'all so much for watching. Once again, happy birthday to the GOAT, Vince Young, turning 38 today. Had to do a video about VY. I'd appreciate the love, guys. Until next time, y'all stay safe. Y'all stay healthy.